COVID-19, why you do this to me? I really don't like being stuck in quarantine. I have no toilet paper, I don't even have a snack. Hey, coronavirus, I want my life back.
Hey, good evening, Isolators. Thank you for joining me early today, joining me and Parker. Today, special treat. We have a concert coming up at 7 o'clock on the Facebook page, which is called Abducted by the 80s. It's called Back to the Basement, features many bands from the 80s, only one Canadian band, and they're from Toronto, The Spoons. The Spoons, of course, were a standard in the 80s, if you needed 80s anthems. Gord Deppe, frontman and founder of The Spoons, one of the founding members of The Spoons, sat down and talked with me about this concert and about The Spoons. Well, hello, Gord. How are you?
Pretty good considering, that seems to be the answer I'm getting from everybody. We're doing the best we can.
Are you getting sick and tired of that question? Hey, how are you coping?
Well, I asked that question to people, and halfway through, I go, why did I ask that? It's such a stupid question right now. But it's getting better. All right. Well, we've kept surprisingly busy through all this. Done a lot of things I've never been done before, and other things that other musicians are doing around the world. Just to, this is a tough industry to be in during this kind of thing, and it's going to be one of the last things to come back.
What did it mean for you, first of all, as far as all the gigs you had?
Well, first of all, this was the Spoons' 40th anniversary this year. So it was an especially busy year. We had all kinds of big festivals, bringing back the original band members, that sort of thing. I've also played guitar with Flock of Seagulls for the last 3 years. Whole 80s tours, 80s cruises, obviously, canceled. European tour. We're supposed to go to Malaysia. We're supposed to go to South America, everything.
Wait a minute. Oh, you get to go on these cruises and all you have to do is sing?
Yeah. I've never been on a cruise. I don't know if I like it. But we were supposed to be on a cruise just as it broke. Just imagine. As the ships are being... Yeah, we were supposed to be on a big 80s cruise with Flock of Seagulls. Just as it was breaking. And I had to talk the band out of it because they're from America. They're all behind us. No, guys, it'll be fine. I said, no, it won't. And swear to God, as the cruise is going, you hear all the reports of all the ships being turned away from Miami and stuff. And they're going, okay, Gord, I guess you're all right.
Oh, how you love to hear that. Oh, how you love to hear
No, but we kept busy with other ways, like what we're doing now, all sort of virtual things. And done some things I don't think I've been done before. We could talk about them.
Yeah,
but,
please. What have you been doing?
I mean, obviously everybody's doing performances, interviews, Zoom type of things. We had a new album that came out last year, and get the title. It's called New Day, New World. How perfect is that for what we're going through right now?
Okay, first of all, why did you call it New Day, New World to begin with?
Well, that was last year, so it had nothing to do with what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Here.
So what?
But it was the name of a song, and it was sort of too obvious. But everybody said, no, it's got a nice connotation, because we only put albums out now like every 7 years, so each time is like a rebirth kind of thing. Yeah. But when it came to this time, our videographer, we'd done a few videos for the album already. He said, you know what? That title and those songs are so perfect right now. We can make videos for these without you leaving the house. So we did 2 videos for New Day, New World, the title track, and a song called Landing Lights for first-line workers, that kind of thing. And the reaction was amazing. The last one, New Day, New World, we had 60 of our friends in music, film. We have everybody from Corey Hart to Flock of Seagulls, Wang Chung. We have got Curtis Joseph, Ed the Sock. We've got the Grassy High people. Everybody at home with signs sort of saying how they're coping, just to show people how we're all in the same boat and trying to navigate through this thing. And so we did that and without leaving the house, and the same with them. People like Corey Hart were a little luckier. He lives in the Bahamas now, so he had palm trees. He had palm trees in his shot. But we did that. Sandy mainly, she hosted the first online music award show. And afterwards, they said the Junos didn't need to be canceled. It was the Durham Regional, but still, they had 30,000 votes from 10 countries, and they spread it out over a month. But they did a whole award show, music online, and we're doing we'll get to this next. We're doing a big online concert '80s thing, which is going to be seen around the world. And again, it was all done from the comfort of everybody's homes.
Isn't that amazing? You know, the whole thing was if you wanted to record a song, you had to go to a studio that was hermetically sealed. It has hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment and microphones and speakers and soundproofing. And now you're using your microphone on your earpiece from your iPhone.
And that's probably still more technology than like the Beatles had back in the '60s with 4 tracks, you know, and you know, working back then. It's all relative, I guess. But you're right. You learn to use less, and I kind of like it. You know, I kind of like going back to having less to work with, you know, and it makes you be more creative. Probably the biggest step in all this creative thinking is to do this online concert of '80s bands, and we're very proud to be the only Canadian band representing Canada. But everybody else is from the States and Europe. Fox Seagulls, Wang Chung, Cutting Crew, The Vapors, Escape Club, W. Gibson. There's going to be MTV celebrities. But this thing was advertised, like talked about on CNN and ABC and news and stuff. And everybody's saying this is exactly what we need now. Some really frivolous '80s escape, you know, this to be. But everybody did it from home. Like but everybody was creative in a very interesting way, because I think people are getting tired of the regular Zoom type concerts where everybody's in a box.
Yeah.
I think it was interesting at the beginning. So what we did, I'll tell you what we did before you see it, because you won't believe it's live, because it's so ingenious. It's completely live. People are going to say, no, you lip sync this. No. What we did, we went to Sandy's house, because we're allowed to get together as a family, and also because she has a studio. Studios are open to people getting together. Only 5 of us with the sound man. We each went in a different room. We put the drummer in the living room, the keyboard player in one of the bedrooms. I'm in the kitchen. Sandy's in the dining room, and we have a roving camera going through the house. Like, where's the band?
I can't wait to see that.
Isn't that cool? So it's like, where's Waldo?
Do you know what you call that, Gord? That's what's called a house band.
Yeah,
totally. Go with me. At least give me a bit of a snicker on that.
No, I like it.
Okay.
I'm not going to use it, but
it's the best I can do.
So I thought we had steady cams in each room to get little shots, but most of it is kind of but not steady cam, GoPro. But the rest of it's like a steady cam in a movie. With just open this door, there's nothing there, and you go to the next door. Oh, there's a keyboard player in that room. You know.
Oh man,
did that.
I could see this at a club. Honestly, I could see this at a multi-level club, different rooms, different musicians all playing the same song.
It worked out so well, and the sound was so amazing. Sandy has a studio in her garage outside her house, and that's where her husband and our sound man were mixing it all. It sounds so good. We're thinking of doing kind of like a live at Daryl's house type of show. Really, it's like they're going to fight over the kitchen, because the kitchen sounded the best. It sounded amazing. So, and I'll tell you the only other one, because I don't know what Wang Chung did or Cutting Crew or some of these other people. I play with Fox Seagulls, and Mike, the singer, lives in Liverpool, and he was going to do it by himself in quarantine in Liverpool, and he did. And then 2 days before the deadline, says, Gord, can you send me some guitar video? So my wife taped myself in this room here, just playing guitar, and you know what he did? He got like a 60-inch flat screen TV. He turned it on its end like a long mirror, put it right beside him, and I'm life-size beside him. So I'm in Oakville, he's in Liverpool, and we're right there together. So that's the only 2 I can tell you about, but it's going to be a great show to watch. They're raising money for first response.
First response. I've got my paramedics hat on.
Yeah, and it's all like you can watch it for nothing if you don't want to donate anything. It's not. I think it's hosted by Richard Blade from K-Rock down in the States. It's been around forever. Radio station, MTV people. Downtown Julie Brown from MTV. Remember?
It's called
It's gonna be crazy.
Over your left shoulder, I can see some. I believe, are they gold albums, platinum albums?
I don't do that on purpose, by the way.
Oh sure. Sure. Okay. No. Oh wait, no.
There's another one.
Look, there's another one.
This is just a little room here. Nice,
which
guitar room.
Which songs and which albums are those for?
These are just the first 2. The Ours and Symphonies, which had Nova Heart on it, which was our first big single, which we did in the show tomorrow. We did and then the other one, I think, was the Talkback album, which had Old Emotions, Tell No Lies, Romantic Traffic, that kind of thing. Yeah.
And
so
Romantic Traffic. I mean, you've got so many great songs, but I mean, it's that one that is guaranteed to make you smile gently.
I'm good. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah.
It is.
And it's kind of a time capsule of Toronto at that time too.
Those
you know
red,
the video, right?
First thing you notice is the red subways, right? And do you remember those subways? The lights would go off every couple of minutes as you're as you're going in the tunnel.
Oh, I met some subway, like he's a driver, and you call them. They don't even have a wheel; they have a stick or something.
Yeah.
Right? And he's a young guy, right? But he knew the song. And he came to one of our shows, and he came to the meet and greet. He said, "I put my earbuds in every morning on my shift and start with that song." I thought that was great. That's beautiful. Yeah.
Do you recall that day you shot that?
Oh yeah. It was the lowest budget, no script video we did. We did about 11 or 12 videos, and it's the only one I can really stand to watch because they didn't make us dance or act or anything. It's just being ourselves, right? And it was just made up as we went along. And when the crowd got too big at each station, we had a TTC guy with us. He said, "Okay, on the train, we'll go to the next station. And then we started using people from the crowd. But it really shows us as ourselves. Like each person's character comes out. You know, Derek's the real clown guy. Yeah. Sandy and I just broken up. You can see that going on there. It's like this real tension thing that our fans know about now, right? And at the time, I didn't know that. But now I look back now and say, "Oh my God, this is like the movie of our lives right here." Right? So, yeah, that was a fun one to make. We did that. Obviously, we did it for the broadcast tomorrow too.
Would you have done anything different in that relationship, in your relationships? It's tough to be a band because you're family, right? You're family.
Exactly. No, you know what? No. We had a charmed life. You know, some things went terribly wrong. I put a book out called Spoon-Fed a couple years ago, and people think it's all the happy eight. No, there were some really awful things that happened. You know, not just personally but business-wise. But in general, it was pretty cool. We were a bunch of kids just swept away in this thing, and we just went with it. You know. And talking about Romantic Traffic and Tom Lights, those are produced by Nile Rodgers, who's not probably one of the biggest producers in the world. And I just saw him talking about these little shows. He did a thing with John Taylor of Duran Duran. He's got like a little podcast, and they talk about the 80s. And he didn't talk about any other band. And he just talked about how there's this little band from Toronto called the Spoons that was responsible for him meeting not only Duran Duran, but U2 and INXS. And I don't even remember that. I think it's because he was here, right? But he has so many nice things to say about us all these years later in this interview with John Taylor from Duran Duran. So it's very cool.
Well,
it's just a magic punch.
You do look like a nice bunch of kids.
I think so. I think so.
You opened for, I mean, you're name dropping right now. Let's name drop some more.
Might as well.
Exactly. Culture Club, Simple Minds, The Police.
Yeah,
you opened for each of these bands.
Well, that's how I met Flock. I mentioned I played with those guys. We played the Police Picnic in 1982 at the C&E Grandstand. It was they called it the Police Picnic. It was Talking Heads, Joan Jett, a bunch of other people.
Oh wow!
And Spoons and Flock of Seagulls were the two young bands on the bill. And I got a great picture of the two of us together. We hardly spoke, but we got a picture together. I'm going to show it to Mike now that I'm playing with him. And like 37 years later, we meet him at a charity thing. I don't think he remembered who we were. But he came up to Canada, and they asked him to do some songs for this charity event, but he didn't bring his band. He said, well, whoever's playing, just get them to learn some of my songs. And, you know, it's like, no big deal, right? And we did. And I remember doing that night, and he kept looking over and smiling at me, like, oh, I guess he likes it, you know. And I found it very easy because guitar parts, the Flock and Spoons are kind of very similar, a lot of chorus, a lot of echo, you know, it's in my bones. So, and then I didn't talk to him much that night. Then a year later, I'm with my fiance having a pizza in Italy on the square and a glass of wine. I get the text. Mike doesn't say much. He says, he's very short. He goes, hi, you want to join the band? I said, who is this? Who's this guy? Yeah. So I don't know. That was it. That was like 3 years ago, and I've been juggling Spoons and Flock Seagulls since then.
I've been looking and looking. Where did the name The Spoons come from?
It was the 80s. We were from suburbia. I always thought we were kind of like Talking Heads, Canadian version of Talking Heads. Our first record was very sort of angular, suburban. And it was an everyday object. You know, there were bands like the Cars, Mark and the Muffins. It was just a utilitarian little object that you make into something else. You know, when you say Beatles, you don't think of Bugs. You think of the Cars, you don't think of cars. It just becomes And it's easier. And I kind of regretted it for a long time because it's so simple and stupid. But people don't forget. If you're too clever, stay stupid and they'll remember you.
That's very good advice, Gord. Stay stupid.
I have. Yes. I've tried very hard and I've succeeded.
So you've had to cancel a number of the gigs that you were probably should be doing even this weekend.
Yeah. Since March. Like we got a good month in just before it broke, like right to the wire.
Yeah.
Like this is a place that just closed down, a big music hall in Oshawa. We were the last band there. Like the next day it shut down.
And it's all part of your 40th anniversary.
Yeah. And we were in California at the Microsoft Theater with Flock of Seagulls. Then we did all the casinos out west for 2 weekends with Flock of Seagulls, Men Without Hats and Spoons. And then we came back to the week here, and then that was it. And we all thought, it'll be a couple of weeks. It'll be over soon. No. But you know what? Things are starting to open up. I think it's wishful thinking, but some of the Flock of Seagulls things have been rebooked in the States as soon as end of July. So we'll see. We'll see if that happens. But we are being creative. I remember said in quarantine, musicians are like rats in a box. You got to think of something, right? And about a month ago, we had the idea of doing drive-in theater type shows. Obviously, it wasn't an original idea. I thought it was because it's been done in Europe since then.
Yeah.
But we may still be the first Canadian band to do that. And we're aiming for early July. We'll tell you the details as it happens. And it's just the perfect venue, right? Because you can transmit right to the cars, beautiful stereo sound. You're isolated. You're cool. So we're trying to do that. We have some other ideas, for a cottage country like that because they're opening up sooner. It's all in steps, and we watch day to day. It's like watching the weather report. What's opening? When they pull back a little bit, and things change. We're kind of going with the flow.
Have you got a drive-in in mind?
Yes, but I can't. I asked them again today, and they said, "Please do not say it quite yet," because
there's not many left. So I mean,
there's lots. No, there's more than you think. There's so many.
Name one you're thinking of right now, Gord.
Oh yeah, sure. Well, the closest one to me is the number 5, Oakville.
Yeah.
But it's not that one. But we are talking. They want to do it too, but not. They want to start with one and see how it goes.
Yeah.
It has been done. They've done them in Europe. They've done them in Florida. I think Texas, stuff like that. But the drive-in theaters just opened here, so let's see how they do with movies first. And they're only able to show old movies, so it's gonna be tough, right?
Oh man, I could see maybe you opening for a Brat Pack movie or something like that.
Perfect. That's what I'm thinking too. Play like Fast Times at Ridgemont High or 16 Candles or that kind of thing. That'd be perfect.
Now let's talk a little bit about this upcoming concert. It's the who's who of 80s anthems. In there. So we've got a Flock of Seagulls. Who else have we got?
Wang Chung, Escape Club, the Vapors, Turning Japanese, Debbie Gibson, When in Rome. I love one of my favorite songs, the Promise. I promise you. No one there. What else is there? There's Escape Club was Wild Wild West.
Yeah.
I don't have the list in front of me. I can look it up.
Are you doing? How many are you doing? How many songs are you allowed to do?
Well, each one of us submitted 3 songs.
Okay.
So originally we were going to do 3 songs each. They may do 2 songs each and have like a vault where you can go see more.
Yeah.
Because they've added more bands since this list.
Yeah.
They've added like Real Life, which they did that song from New Zealand, Send Me an Angel. Send Me an Angel. Right? And they've added a couple other things. I think maybe what are they called? Boys Don't Cry. Yeah. That's like I want to be a cowboy.
Oh yes, some of the more profound songs of the 80s.
Yes. You play that at your wedding. Listen, that there's a lot of fun New Shoes, and Emotion. That was the theme from City TV. It wasn't. What is that theme that they used forever?
They stole a lot of songs. I remember the theme from Rocky was actually the news intro.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, now am I overstepping here? I see the guitar behind you. Can you play a few riffs of something for me?
I should probably get an acoustic guitar. Let me see.
Have one?
Can I? Well, yeah, next room. My son took
it. Okay. All right. You know what? I'll watch everything here for you. We'll
All right.
we'll look at your albums on the wall.
Don't touch that one.
Okay, you got it. All right. I see. Now I want to touch it. That's the thing. There we go. All right, Gord Deppe talking to me right now from the Spoons. The Spoons celebrating their 40th anniversary. There we go.
There you go. There you go. My son Matthew is a really talented songwriter himself. He actually helped co-write 2 of the songs on the last Spoons record.
Really?
Including Landing Lights, which is one of the videos you're going to check out.
And Landing Lights was used for first responders, for frontline workers. Yeah.
And we still have a connection because my wife is a pharmacist, so it's tough going to see her go to work and they're doing crazy shifts and dangerous stuff. And Sandy's daughter is a nurse.
Yeah, yeah.
And the videographer who made videos, his partner works in a long term care.
Yeah.
I can't say it.
Yeah, we get it.
What would you want to hear? Like an old one?
Well, a little bit of an old, a little bit of a new.
So, when you get going quarantine, you do everything like campfire style, right?
Yeah, exactly.
This used to be all drum machines and synthesizers. We'll do Nova Heart from 1982.
Nova Heart, yes. Okay.
Is this all okay?
Yeah, sounds great.
Architects of the world, I walk your streets and live in the town. Temporarily architects of the world. Just sing along.
I'm going to admit the only words I know to any Spoon song are from Romantic Traffic, and the only
Can you do that already? Here we go.
Okay. Go back. Oh. It sounds so much better when I do it in the shower.
It's one syllable.
Romantic traffic.
One more time. Here we go.
Romantic traffic. Oh.
And then off to the next subway station.
Okay, something off the album. Now, you released the album in 2019, and
with no idea this was going to happen.
Yeah.
But like Landing Lights was perfect for this time because it's originally was more a relationship thing, but it's about how no matter the storms you go through, the turbulence, whatever, you kind of come back to where you started, hopefully. And I'm spending a lot of times at airports touring with Flock of Seagulls, and so that's what that one came about. And New Day, New World, which is the title track. I mean, that's just perfect for that's more of a hopeful song. I mean, we had all our friends, celebrities and whatever, musicians, athletes, sort of showing how we're all in the same boat together, sharing this thing, and how we'll be fine, Like everybody held up signs. Good ones were Alan Frew, his said, "Don't forget me when I'm home." That was the sign.
Yeah.
I think Wang Chung put "Everybody stay home tonight," that kind of thing. My favorite, another good one was Ed's sock. His was, I never like to be around people anyway, or something like that. It was like
were you ever on Ed's show? Ed the
No,
Sock
but
Show.
He's come out recently. She shows up at events that we do.
Really,
like,
still to this day. Oh, that's amazing.
He's hilarious.
He is. Yeah.
He's funny. And then Curtis Joseph did an amazing one. You have to watch it just for that, because he does this thing where he's holding the sign, and I can't remember what it says, and he goes into the screen. I guess they cut the camera, but he pulls back. He's in full goalie outfit.
Full goalie outfit.
Stay out of my crease.
Can you give me a bit of Landing Lights?
Sure, it's a bit more laid back song. So.
Yeah.
Can you hear that?
Yes. Oh yeah.
Scored sensitive side here. Hold on, the skies are up, so we get bounced around in a night of love. The cloud, really backwards, will hold us up, but nothing else we got is good enough. That lights will guide us in through the night. back to where we started from, where we thought we won't realize. Just as long as we get back, we'll up feet on the ground again. You got the idea?
Yeah, and you're right. You know what? It works so perfectly for this time, and it's so great that you were able to re-release that for.
Well, I don't
for
have
frontline
electricity. You know, I'm living in with no water and electricity, so I got to do it like this.
Well, you can light a campfire. So the concert is called Back to the Basement.
Mm-hmm.
It's what was it? What's the subtitle? Abducted by the 80s, I think.
Yeah, that's if you can't find it, go to that site or go to Spoons and stuff. You get all the links.
Well, I'm gonna link it right here on my Facebook page. You can't miss it, and it's all
there's
to
no
help.
price to you. You can watch it for nothing if you want, or donate, or buy merchandise, and all the T-shirt and stuff will go to our T-shirt says, because it's one company doing them all, but it says Spoons and it says stay home and spoon. That's the best we could come up with.
You know that we're thinking that. You know we're thinking it. They just put it on a T-shirt. That's all.
I don't know if you can say this on your show or not, but the best line I ever heard, we were at a show once, and there's some people in the merch or the meet and greet line. They said, "Yeah, we were talking about the next concert. Let's go. We should go. This is a great show." And Deadpan, the lady's friend, goes, "No, it's just." I'm like, well, I heard spooning leads to forking.
The name of your next band.
Yeah.
Forking.
Not for the spoons.
Okay, give me something to go out on.
What would you like?
I don't know. Give me something to go out.
Like an old one?
Yeah.
Or... We'll go Emotions?
Give me the.
You got this look on your face like I don't know that one.
No. I do. I'm trying to. Give me the end of Tell No Lies.
Of Tell No Lies?
Yeah.
Tell no lies. You can dance if you want to. Tell no lies. Tell no lies. 'Cause I believe every word. All right.
Oh
there.
Wow! Oh, what a great pleasure! What a great honor! The fact that you are still here and still so vibrant and really carrying that flag, carrying that Toronto flag. By the way,
well, I would say I'm so proud tomorrow because a lot of places in the world don't know about us, and in Europe or in the States they do. So this is going to be hopefully, it'll be noticed, but at the same time do something good. That's all we can do right now. We're not getting big checks right now, so you might as well do as much good as possible, and then get back to business when things are normal again, I guess.
This has been indeed a pleasure for me. I really appreciate it.
I'm glad we could do this. Yeah, it's great. Enjoy the show tonight.
Tonight, yes. Darn tootin'.
Right now, actually.
All right. Gord Deppe, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. So much fun doing that interview. That was absolutely amazing. He had so many great stories. And I'm very excited that he is going to be on this virtual concert in a few moments, representing Canada, representing Toronto. So the Spoons, joined by a whole bunch of others. I encourage you now to support frontline workers and go to facebook.com/abducted by the 80s and enjoy the concert. Take care of yourself. Take care of each other.
COVID-19, why you do this to me? I really don't like being stuck in quarantine. I have no toilet paper, I don't even have a stand. The coronavirus